Hello, Gary Hernandez here, and welcome to Cane Self-Defense with Master Gary Hernandez. In this video, we're going to continue training in the series we're doing right now with your crook facing the outside of your body versus walking around with the crook to the inside. Now, we just talked about in the last video doing the vertical strike. This time we're going to talk about doing the horizontal strike while your crook is out. Now, you may not think it's much difference, but it just depends how you're holding your cane. Now, usually when I'm walking with the crook facing inside and I start to have a situation, I'll tend to lean my cane back, which locks it right here so I have a good solid hold. So when I'm here like this, I lock it in and I strike. Well, when your crook is facing to the outside, you're really not going to shift down and grab that little bit left of your crook down by the tip area. You're not going to have a good solid hold. You're obviously not going to want to try to shift and switch your hands around and turn it because you're going to lose your cane, especially if someone comes up quick. So most of the times you're going to have what we call tip on the floor, and you're going to have your cane on top of your crook because you're walking around and you're using that crook to support you. So you're simply from here, crooks, tip on the floor, I don't want a problem, and you're smacking them. It is very fast. Now, there's two ways you can do this. One, and this is my opinion, okay? One way holds the cane a little better for the strike than the other. And I'm going to break that down real slow and explain the two differences, but show you both the strikes. You have strikes like this, and you have the way I like to strike, which is like this. Now, here's the difference. One of them was when I swung, I just picked up my cane, swung it up, and turned it into a horizontal swing and hit them. And my cane looked like that. Now, when you pick it up, I'm going to show you kind of the differences broken down. When you pick it up, it's nice and sturdy, and then you swing it across. Now, the thing I don't like about that, and I'm going to do it fast, is look, I'm here, I don't have any problem, is the fact that when you hit a solid object, yes, it does hurt them, but because you're picking it up, so it's strong here because you're holding it this way. But when you hit something, it tends to want to turn because, you're holding it right around this crook, this knot where it will slide in your hands versus having it in a traditional way where it's solid. So you still get a good hit, but it turns your hand a little bit. Now, that's just if you like that way, you still got a good hit, but to me, it takes a little bit of the power away, I feel. Now, what I like to do, and I'll show you the fast way of this one, from here, is like that. Now that is keeping when I lift up, again, I'm starting to lift it like this, so it's still holding pretty good, but then I'm going to turn it. Now when I go slow, gravity's going to make it look like it's not doing a good job because as I bring it up and I turn it, see how it does that? Because why? Your hand starts to slide because your hand gets, slippery, sweat. So it looks like you're not going to get a solid hit. But when you do it fast or semi-fast, you have a good straight, solid up and around hit. And what happens is because I'm hitting like this, the cane isn't going to do this. It's actually locked in a lot solid. But again, you can't go really slow or else it'll do that, which is kind of what happens when you're like this. So if you go with a pretty decent amount of speed, you're not going to have a problem. Again, that's the way I like to do it. But you can do it like this. It started to turn on me a little bit before I hit it, or you can do it like this, which again, I feel is more solid. But that is up for you to decide. Now, when you're practicing in the air with both, it's a little misleading because automatically you can feel the cane do that. So do it in the air, get your opinion, and see what you think, and then find a bag or something that you can hit and then see the difference. See the difference from that and the difference from that to where your cane ends up for your initial strike. Is one better than the other? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you I prefer one over the other. I prefer it downward so it doesn't do that to me. Now, because you're moving at a somewhat faster speed, you're not going to have that dropping problem. But you can still do both. Again, that's still going to hurt somebody, and that's going to hurt somebody. So it's up to you to decide which one you really like the best. Now, when the person's starting to come in, if you notice when I do this for real, and I'll slow that down, I tend to lift my hand up again, and I'm lifting my hand up because that hand has a job. I'm lifting my hand up. I'm stepping a little bit to one side. As this comes up, it's turning, and I'm getting kind of a hip and shoulder drive moment to allow more power. You don't have to sit here and go super fast. You can just a little lean and get some striking in. Now, this same technique works whether I'm going to the head, his ribs, or even his legs. It's still horizontal, even if it's going a little bit at an angle. So again, tips on the floor, crook is out. Now, if I have to bring my cane up and all that, then I'm in a fighting mode and I can actually do whatever I want. But we're talking about having the crook out, walking. I'm walking. All of a sudden, this individual starts something. Boom, if I have to. Now, just practice here and practice going like this. Because you don't want to go with a diagonal, because if his arms are up, you're just going to catch under his arms and he may lock it, because you may not hit his rib. So you want to bring it at a vertical and then cock it into a horizontal, just like that. So practice that technique, bring it up and around. I think you're going to find, again, I think you might find that more powerful than that. At least I do, but again, it's up to you to work those, try them, and decide what works for you best. I'm just showing you two ways to do it with the crook to the outside. So hopefully that helps. If you get an opportunity, please subscribe to our channel. Hit like if you like what you see. It helps this channel grow. Gary Hernandez, thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video while we work a couple more techniques with the crook to the outside. Gary Hernandez, thank you, and I will see you very soon. Bye.